hold that for 1 second. Okay, folks, you are live with the WooFDriver. Ashley, you're checking us out. Very cool. Ashley is the man responsible for this mobile. So, appreciate it. We are just getting our live feed up and running here. And hopefully you can hear me. We're using new sound. Yep, I'm trying to get this so Rhett, my co-pilot, can take questions. We're using new sound here, so inputs using a new way of talking to everybody. So I'm kind of wireless. And let me see where we're at here. Okay, folks, see y'all. And it is coming, taking a little while, and I apologize. Here we go. Okay, so right here, Rhett, you're getting a live view. Okay, let me see. I think the volume's down. Vaguely hear us, yeah. Okay, let me hang on, guys. So we are stopped, and I'm just checking audio. Yeah, it's low. Okay, so folks, if you can hear us, you can submit questions. I'm sorry if the volume's a little low. It's one of the caveats of the equipment we're using to keep us wireless, but it is gonna get better, I think. If we're out here, which we should be during night, you're gonna get a real special treat. We'll start broadcasting it with the nighttime cameras for night vision. But by all means, Rhett has the capabilities of relaying any questions you may have. Okay, guys, are you ready? 17.1. Okay, Rhett, if that volume's getting on your nerves. No, it's all good. Okay. So, come on. So what it is I am the WooFDriver, and those of you who don't know me, I run a pack of wolves. Well, actually, W-O-O-F-S. They're actually huskies. Huskies is a very close breed to the wolf, and that's what makes the husky hard to train because of their instincts and their headstrong ways. They're very insubordinate, for lack of a better term. They don't like to do anything unless they think it's their idea. They're very prey-driven. And, excuse us again. Rhett, can you grab that? Give me that iPad. I'm going to fix that. So you can, again, we're taking a pit stop here real quick. And what happens is when you're running the dogs, the reason, usually when you first start out on an activity such as we're doing when you're out in the fields or out in the trail, dogs and a lot of other animals, because of their instincts, we're good? Okay, come on guys, hike. Because of their instincts, it will stimulate them to go to the bathroom. A couple reasons. One being they don't know if they're going to run into any potential situations where they could be hunting prey, and as well as confrontations if they could have to defend themselves. So therefore, they will empty themselves as much as possible so they wouldn't have to stop during a pursuit or during a defensive posture. Come on, guys. So in addition, the activity level will also stimulate them, of course, to use the facilities. So that is really healthy for them and good. And actually, the more activities we do, the more food they'll need. Partially, yes, because they're burning more calories, but the other reason because they're going to the bathroom more, to be quite frank with you. It's pretty cool. And I witness that all the time. The more active we are, the more pit stops we'll be making. So right now, we're on a trail that's the C&O Canal towpath. It's about 185.5 miles long, to be specific. It was originally designed in the late 1700s, early 1800s, to go from Washington, D.C., right in the heart of it, Georgetown, to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it was designed to be a canal where they would do transportation with. They were before the railroad. But their problem became the railroad because the original plan was, of course, to build it as fast as possible to service all the transportation needs of the area, what people would need to transport goods as well as people. And there was some extreme obstacles because of the terrain here. You'll run into a lot of mountains, I should say, large hills, cliffs, etc., as well as dealing with the river. They wanted the canal, made most sense, I guess for water management reasons, to be along the Potomac River. So they ran into a mountain, which is now called the Paw Paw Tunnel. And to get through the Paw Paw Tunnel, they scoped it to be 1 year. It would take them. Another bathroom stop here, excuse us. Oh, do I? Okay. Looks like someone had to poop. Yes! Thank you so much. Rhett, you want to? Nothing? Okay. Okay, I'm going to go. Ready? Hike. And who was that, Rhett? Okay, thanks, Deborah. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And yes, it does stimulate them to go to the bathroom a lot. So we make a lot of potty stops, especially in the beginning. It subsides after that. But Zorro, he's the front dog to my left. The only one that looks, come on guys, looks like a traditional husky. He likes to water the tires quite a bit when we stop. So to mark his territory. And of course, when we get to the bollards or the park gates that divide the trail when they cross the road, the dogs especially like to sniff there, kind of like fire hydrants. All the dogs leave their scent, and that's what we do. I let the dogs pretty much do what they want to do within reason with what we can do on the trail. So if they want to stop and sniff in certain areas, we certainly take the time to do that. And around those gates, depending on the situation, I like to let them get to mark their scent. Here we go. We're just going under a modern-day bridge. And hopefully you're getting a good view of that. That is above me, of course. We're going underneath. It's a dual lane. I think that, and then they abandoned this maybe past 50 years. They continued it on. Excuse me while we pass some people here. Come on, guys. Howdy. Good, how are you? Have a great day. So we pass a fair amount of people. Usually when we're out here, we try to do it off hours, so we run into less amount of traffic, simply because we're wider than most others. We are, again, on a quad bike, which is, you might hear it referred to as a recumbent bike. Okay, it just might be signal getting low. As long as you see an image still. Yep, myself broadcast. But there's instances like right now you can only do it with mobile devices, such as cell phones or tablets. But that presents a problem in itself because you use your cell phone for phone calls and text messages and everything else. And on a long broadcast like this, I think Princess has to make another pit stop. On a long broadcast like this, your phone could ring, something could happen, and so you have to make provisions for that. So as to not disturb the broadcast. Okay, guys, come on. And also, most cell phone lenses, come on, good girl. Most cell phone lenses are not typically as wide because we're on close quarters here. You might notice I do some live broadcasts when we're free. You lose that signal in any. Again, I am the WooFDriver, and you're with the Wolf Pack. My co-pilot is Rhett, and he's my co-pilot on almost all the trails for the past 2 years. Chris B is our support vehicle and helps make all this possible through the mechanics, and he'll drop us off at one point of the trail and pick us up at another. That way we don't have to loop back. Keeps everything fresh, keeps the dogs motivated, keeps us excited, new sights and sounds, and it just makes the overall experience that much more adventurous. In addition, he provides us support if we would break down, or God forbid a dog would be injured, or we just run into a situation, which has happened. Thank God no dog injuries, and keep all of our bikes, dog carts, ADVs, trail legal, so we don't want to build an ATV, an all-terrain vehicle that's big, heavy, bulky, and gas-powered, of course. It wouldn't fly on the trails, and it wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to run it. Plus, it would be too much for the dogs to handle, as well as the noise and pollution and everything else. So these bikes are quite a feat of engineering to fabricate design, and to keep running. Especially some of them I have thousands of miles on. I mean, my dogs know from me training them. You can also teach them on here. Excuse us, another pit stop. Red, can you? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let me see it. Okay, cool. Yeah, and that might just be the overfeed. So okay, keep that going best you can. Okay, hop in. Let me move over. We have to be very cognizant. Oh, do her. Okay. You ready to go? Come on, guys. So we have to be really cognizant of other people on the trail again, because even though this is the narrowest of the all-dog vehicles I have, this is about 34 inches, and most trail gates are about 36 inches. So this will fit through nicely, except for sometimes the dogs will have to, they're pretty good at ducking in, but occasionally, even on this, we'll have to take them off. And that's why I wear the orange vest I do, because the dogs can attach to it, all four dogs. And the vest, I designed it, it has a built-in harness, which I don't know, it looks a little funky, goes under my legs. So, because they are sled dogs and they do pull. And when I attach them to them, in case they jerk at it or pull pretty hard, the vest won't give, the tether won't break, and everybody stays safe. But getting back to the Seiko cart, really cool design and contraption, and it was originally produced in Norway. Again, used to train lead sled dogs. I used the Seiko cart for about 10 years, and they've evolved some themselves. I actually own about 3 of them. I used to actually sell them. So I have 3 of them, and the latest design on them, they're truly awesome, is remarkable, but it's kind of cost prohibitive. It has no motor, no pedals, and it's still retail priced over $3,000. So it's a pretty costly piece of equipment. You won't see many of them around. The original Seiko carts retail for about $1,100 to $1,200, and again, they were not pedal or motor powered, strictly dog power. But designed in a way you didn't need any other kind of power. The reason my bikes I prefer over them, because we can actually have a narrower footpath. In addition, with the motors and the pedals, I can conquer steep hills and go through terrain that would be a lot more challenging with the Seiko cart, or another vehicle that was strictly dog powered. Hey folks, the darker dog Jag are approximately 6 years old, and the dog behind Zorro, the other white dog, she is the only female of the pack, and she is Princess, the princess. She's actually 12 years old. Pit stop here. Okay. Do you want me to move over? Okay. Okay, here I go. Come on, guys. Cool. So we have a jogger coming, and what happens is we want to, of course, yield to everybody on the trail we can, because, again, we're wide for the trail. So we'll find an area and pull over and let them pass us most of the time. We're moving. G over. Ooh. Okay, yeah, is this good? Okay. We're actually going to do a water, sure. So, folks, we're going to do a watering. And is the camera spinning still, Rhett? Yep. Cool. So we are watering the dogs right now. Again, you are live with the WooFDriver. We're on the trail right now. And I'm going to try to get up here just to make sure everything is working as planned. Yep, looks like we're broadcasting. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask us. We're going to be out here probably for about 4 to 5 hours. So this could be basically an almost all-nighter by the time we're about 2 hours from our home base. And to set this up is a good hour to an hour and a half. To break it down, it's probably about 45 minutes. It's really interesting, though. The dogs learn our routine, and they're very patiently waiting for us to set up. When we're done, they're happy to get back to the truck, and they know the program. About a few hours later, they'll be eating their dinner, or maybe brunch, maybe breakfast at that point. And hope you're getting this. Zara's drinking. We're all drinking here. I'm going to log out for a sec. Let me see if I can get back on. Okay. Okay, folks. Once again, I am the WooFDriver, and we are live on the C&O Canal towpath trail. I've got 4 huskies with me, my 4 dogs, and a co-pilot, Rhett. We're in a 2-dog style bike or cart, and I'm broadcasting to you right here on Facebook. I'd like to hear from you, any questions you may have, any comments you may want to leave. You'll see some beautiful scenery. We are on the Potomac River, and to the right of us is the Potomac. To the left of us is the remnants of the canal. It's a non-functional canal at this point. Went bust pretty much in the. It was built in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and then it kind of fizzled out because the railroad came through. And we discover lots of remnants of. There's lock houses here. Actually, where this ends or starts, depending on the way you're going, we're traveling towards the end, towards Washington, D.C. There's actually a whole working canal section with a lock, I believe, and a donkey that would help pull the ships through, and all kinds of cool stuff. So it's quite a sight to see. Right now, most of the areas, some of them are even dry, but they're all still gorgeous. This trail also goes through Great Falls, Virginia. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. What a wonderful area. And there's huge waterfalls, as it says, Great Falls, and they're pretty rough rapids. Correct, Rhett? So, Rhett's a kayaker, so he can tell you. I'm going to give this back to Rhett. So now I got it spinning. He just had to get in and out of it. Remember, we are live, so the technology, we can be a little technologically challenged. I'm going to take a drink here. Please, by all means, Rhett's my co-pilot. If you have any questions, you can ask him, and he can relay the message to me, and I can answer for you. Yes, you are. No water for Chase? He didn't want to? Others drink? Yeah. He probably drank it all in the truck. So we are going to get rocking and rolling down the trail again. Ready, Rhett? Okay, ready? Hike. And we both have pedals, so both Rhett and I can pedal, as well as there's a small motor on board that we can drive the bike with. And we are off. So right now we've got in about 1.25 miles. And our speed, we average speed of about 5 to 5.5 miles per hour sometimes. We're pretty much a walking pace. So if you can imagine, the dogs are just trotting along. Of course, when wildlife appears, they get a scent of wildlife or a visual, they will kick it in gear. My job is to balance the dogs because 3 of them are younger than Princess, who's the eldest, and even without her age difference, they all have their own physical ability, of course, like humans. So I want to balance it out. I don't want any dogs to outpace the other dogs here on the bike because we're all tethered together. So I spend more time on the brake than anything. And actually, when we built this bike, and I'm sure if Ashley's still on, we can attest to this, we used larger disc brakes, I believe they are, or rotors. And it actually makes a big difference here. It helps us a lot. Especially when we get to hills, I'm slowing this thing down a lot when we're going down hills. So I do a lot of activities with the dogs. We try to get out on the trails once a week to do this particular activity, which is almost considered a style of urban mushing. What that means is not traditional mushing that you would see in more rural areas. Even though this is somewhat of a rural setting, of course, we're not too far from populated places. So with lots of people coming in and the possibility that we could wind up on busy trails, this is a form of, again, urban mushing because it fits into the setting better than if the dogs were even on a bike out there on a traditional rope, like you might see them on a sled. Some people use a tow rope, which is what they use on a sled, as your line, and you hook dogs to either side of that. So if we hook the dogs like that to this, they could meander left or right and take the whole trail over, and I would have less control of them. So therefore, that's harder to do in populated areas. That's why the dogs on the side work out really well, because I have total control of where we are going and how we're getting there. This is perfect. You could do it. People do this kind of urban mushing on sidewalks in cities even. And there's plenty of information on it on my WooFDriver websites. I have a plethora of websites, a lot of websites, probably about 30, just because there's so many varied interests and activities and creations that I've invented, we've evolved, the type of training with the dogs, that I couldn't explain it all on one website, and therefore I've specialized it and focused for each different website. Some are entertainment designed as well, because along the way I like to journal what I've done, but I didn't think anybody would like to read a journal, so I actually created music. It's kind of like a musical blog. Lots of songs. Some are parodies, so you may recognize the melody, and some are originals, and they tell a lot about this. That's on my one website called wooftunes.com, W-O-O-F. Almost all my woofs are spelled that way. And I call myself the WooFDriver because not only am I driving let me rephrase this. Pardon me? Okay, talking to Princess. A traditional musher is called a dog driver. He's driving a sled, driving the team of dogs. So I'm not a professional musher, and that this type of urban mushing that we do is not the only thing we do with the dogs. There's a squirrel. The dogs are looking at him, if you can see to the left. It's a gray squirrel. On this trail, we do see a lot of red squirrels, which are really cool. So a traditional musher is called a dog driver, and I would not consider myself that. That's why, and my dogs look like wolves. That's where I get the woof from, but they are dogs. That's where I get the W-O-O-F. But more than driving them on the sled on wheels that I'm on, I drive their passion because I let them engage in a lot of instinctual activities, such as I was talking, free ranging, where we run off leash. I'm usually on an ATV. We go to some farm areas that I've been able to work out with some farmers to let the dogs run there with me, of course, supervised and off leash, and we use GPS collars. Okay. Oh, in the middle? Okay. A lot of times, especially with Princess, what gets dogs excited is when we can ride on grass more than anything. And it's not so much the texture, but it's the scent that the grass will hold. Especially, there's a couple pictures of me where it looks like I'm on a lawnmower where I have the dogs. I've ridden some larger fields at some of the farms we go on the dog bike, on the ADV, the all-dog vehicle that I'm talking about. And they just love it. The taller the grass, the more sense it holds, and the more they feel like animals could be roaming for them to mingle with. So I get the WooFDriver. Actually, as I said, I'm driving their instinct, they're driving their passion and letting them unleash their instinct. We do a lot of the activities, as I said, free ranging. There's also a sport we call that we were doing yesterday. They're picking up a little bit, might be up on a scent here, called lure coursing. My style of lure coursing, I call it amazing chase. Oh! What's that? What happened? Okay. Oh, the bag fell? Okay. Yep. Cool. Sorry about that, folks. That's why I have a co-pilot. We had the bag fall off the back. We have a bag. We have so many stuff on this vehicle that you never know one thing or the other. We got to keep a close eye on it. But we have a bag. We have a wonderful cargo rack that Ashley designed so well for us. We're loving it, Ashley. And it holds a lot of cargo, from a 5-gallon water jug that we take with us to our drinks, hydration, cameras, etc. So that bag's very important to us. And as you can imagine, on this trail, you get thrown around a little bit, of course. Again, we're in a bike, no true suspension. Rhett might be having some issues back there, so so please keep the questions coming. We are here doing our thing, and it is just gorgeous. The sun's over the Potomac River right now. There you go, Rhett. And good, ready? Come on, guys. Hey. And I do have mirrors to look in the back to see the dogs, the rear dogs, but Red is back there. That's one of the reasons he's back there too. I've run many years besides a Seiko cart using another kind of one of my other dog vehicles. It was the first one I had in this style that you see, the trike style, actually, 3 wheels, but long like the one I'm on now. And many years I'd run it by myself up and down the trails, but since we're going to more remote areas and I'm not as familiar with a lot of these trails, it's important to have a co-pilot with me, as well as someone to drop us off and pick us up, so again, we don't have to loop back around. So, are we all good in the back? Hearing noises back there. So, if you could see the Potomac River to the right of us, it's simply awesome. Potomac River is real, a lot of history for this area, and even in the United States. You can see lots of views of it when you see a lot of the sites in Washington. A lot of times when they do the aerial views, you'll get a shot of the Potomac. And I believe the Shenandoah, another famous river in Virginia, flows into the Potomac River. We spend a lot of time in the Shenandoah Valley area, have a place that we go to sometimes, and there's a farm down there where a farmer lets us take the dogs. These farms are like 500 acres, and there's livestock there, so we get to mingle with the cows, and done a lot with the dogs. These Huskies, the Huskies are, again, they can be a tough breed. I had to develop a training system which would allow me to do a lot of what I do with them. They have a lot of the traits. I mean, you just have to know how to drive them. There's the WooFDriver. So if you're a Husky owner, or you're familiar with the breed, or any question you'd like to ask me, I'm your resident Husky expert. I'd love to ask it. I've done things with my dogs that probably few have ventured to do, and you would probably be interested in seeing, and not just for the reason that you would maybe do them with your dogs, but just to give you ideas. I always think outside of the box. So I don't like conformity. I like to try to figure out other ways to do things to make them more adventurous, more exciting, more fun. If you go to a website I have called Maximum Husky, MAXIMUM, you will see some of the wild stuff we've done. For instance, on the all-dog bike, we raced some Belgian horses. Kind of raced them. At least it sounds good. We go to a horse track sometimes to work out. Is that a duck? Big goose. Big goose to our right. Cool. We do see some. Oh, he's on the rock, isn't he? Is he got a nest? You think there's the female maybe, or vice versa? They're pairing up now. We run into a lot of wildlife, which is so cool. We've seen a bear. We've seen pretty much everything the region has to offer, even what we call a big cat. We're not sure if it was a cat or what kind of cat. You'll find that on our website too. One of my favorite websites I have is called WooFDriver Inspired, and that's where I actually have researched all the different animals and sightings we've seen and try to come up with the best interpretations of what they were. And we had a mysterious one night. Rhett and I were out on a trail in the mountains, and we had night vision cameras on. Where? Uh, is that a creepy house? Or is Big Bird? Is that someone's property? Okay. We will also explore. Come on, guys, hike. We will also, if you want to get out, Red, at any time, tell me if you want to. Okay. We're actually, this area has caves. We still look good on the stream, Red? Cool. This area has beautiful flowers, wildflowers along this trail. This area has, as I said, it's wild terrain. You go from the river to more like prairie lands, flatlands, to mountains. And we're coming up on some cave areas, which we've explored some of them in the past. Maybe we'll be able to do that today with you live. Be pretty interesting. They're really beautiful. I hope you're getting a view of this, folks, with the sun coming in and just awesome. Now, with the sun beating on us, of course, it can get a little warm for the dogs, so we're always watching how they're handling the situation. They seem to be good with the water next to us, depending on the time of year. We'll do this all year long, just at different paces. So whenever we need to, we could actually give them a break in the river, which we've done. And some of the free ranging I talked about, my off-leash training, helps us for that purpose. Little birds have to be always cognizant because of the leash situation, so I can walk them down to the water attached to my vest and then let them off down there. Or if we can, again, these vehicles are built for some pretty good terrain. I could go through a field or through a dirt trail to get to the water's edge and take them off lead and get them into the river. Now, I'm more likely to take them into the river because the canal, even though it's, at this point natural, it's pretty stagnant in a lot of areas. There's a lot of turtles in there, really cool looking. I don't know if you caught it today, but I published a picture on Facebook of a red slider turtle that lives in a pond on my property at my house. It's pretty cool, and he's been there for years. And the wolf pack seems to like him. So right now we're 2.5 miles into our journey. Going to do about 15 to 20 miles. That's what we scoped it out for. With this trail, I mean, you could go 100 miles. And yep, 2 bikers. Okay, can I go over, Red? Or? Yeah. Let's just pull over and let them go by. G over? G over? Just pull her. Cool. We're just going to let these bikers pass us by. We didn't want to ride right into the flowers. They're so beautiful. Howdy, good. How are you? Beautiful, beautiful. Hello. Enjoy. Thank you. Okay. We set, guys? Okay. And we just yielded. As I said, we pretty much yield to everybody on the trail. Along this trail, there's camp areas and all kinds of activities that you can get involved with, so it's really, really nice. And what a gorgeous spring day we have going on. This trail takes on a totally different look throughout the year. So we've been out here with actually snow on the trail, and that's pretty amazing too. Maybe not in this particular area. Again, with the length of the trail, there's so many different areas you can go to, and depending on the distance, traffic, and our timing will determine where we go and what conditions are. Because over almost 200 miles, of course, you could have it raining in one area and another part of the trail it's sunny. There's one part of this trail which is, to me, the most spectacular, which is actually almost like a cantilevered bridge, if you will. It's a concrete platform that is kind of cantilevered over the Potomac River, and you're at the base of the cliffside, and it goes for a good mile, and it's simply awesome. Very quiet out there, as you can imagine. It's a quiet part of the river. Simply gorgeous. We've visited there quite a few times, and that's kind of like a hidden treasure here. It's not that well known, and it's pretty far away from populated areas, so it's really cool. The project was actually rebuilt. They rebuilt it because originally, I believe, there was dirt from the mountainside people would ride on the trail went through, and it got washed out. And I think it was a good 10 years before they were able to arrange the funding of something like $30 million to build this cantilevered area. It's really, really cool. It's called Big Slack Water. You can Google it. You can also look it up on my websites and see the videos of the times we had there. Most recently we were there, it was snow covered. That's what reminded me. We were talking about snow, and we didn't think it would be. And we got there, we weren't as prepared for it. So the snow was kind of, because in our area, you know, we're, again, a couple hours from that area, from our home base. It was sunny out, but it was sunny there too, but snow covered. What's that? Picking up, yeah, we got a pace going here. So you can see the dogs. We're at about 8.5 miles an hour right now. Chase and Zorro are the big hunters, so the other dogs will key off of them, being Princess and Jag. Chase especially. So he's kind of bouncing. But again, I'm going to keep us moving moderately. I don't want to wear the dogs out too. If they sprint too hard, that'll preclude them from doing longer distances. Today I'm trying to, usually I reserve the sprinting for when they're off the vehicle, when we're free ranging or doing the other activities we do, like mazing chase, because they can let it all hang out, for lack of a better term. What's that? Oh. Who said that? Look at the dog. Hi, Dixie. Thank you so much. If you were with us, we just watered them about, let's say, a mile ago. And actually, they didn't drink any water. But I see some ducks here, so we're going to stop and see what we can see and just relax for a couple minutes because, yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm not coming through. No. Okay, okay. So that means, let me see, no vine. Yes. Well, you can try again if you want. No, actually, don't. You don't need to, Rat. We just did it. Let's just stop. I want to try to fix this. It's falling a little bit. You can fix it. Ah, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Huh, that's on. Test 1 2. Hmm. Let's see what my options are. I can plug directly into that. I'm going to try that. Oh, we can't go 360 then, can we? We could go 90 though. Stay, guys. Let me think about this. It's not coming through. You know why? Let me try this again. Ah, 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. It's a shame we got everything working with the no audio. And I wonder if how can we improvise on this, Red? Oh, maybe that's why. That could work. Test 1 2. Test 1, 2. What's working? Still got 100 viewers. And the video looks clean though, to me. Yeah, and this is a different feed than that, so it should be clean. But why is that? Now, I wonder if I went like that. I wonder if we should do 90 degree. Would that give you enough view? Yeah. This is 90. You ready? Let's see what 90 does. It's a shame. Well, no. Really? I got it on 90, but it's, oh, that's right. This doesn't matter because he's, yeah, that's the full one. Well, if you hold the wire up, let me see if I can do this. I know this will work, but what happens if it keeps spinning? Can you see? Look how much left I got.
This is for audio?
Yeah.
And that would be connected to your head?
To this. To right there.
From
me.
And then to your head?
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, that won't work either. But it would work. How will we keep it from tangling around?
So it connects to the camera?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, everybody. This is. What's this? Yeah, but it's still going to keep going round and round. Just keep testing 1, 2. Can anybody let me know if you can hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, we have volume now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I hear it's a little clip in there. Try changing something again. Yeah. We're okay, thank you. We do have volume now, if you can keep it rolling. See, but it's going to keep. You put it through where? Okay. Okay. Okay, folks, you're live here with the WooFDriver. We're actually live on the C&O Canal towpath trail. This trail's about 185.5 miles long. It was built in the late 1700s to early 1800s, and we're using a 360 panning camera, so you're going to get a view of the dogs and the trail as we're driving, as well as myself and the co-pilot. We're also live for questions. So what happens is my co-pilot has the capabilities of, he's got an iPad in his hand, so he can answer any questions you may have. I love to talk about all dogs, anything on the trail we see, including the bike we're driving. And we're just trying to MacGyver the situation. Usually our main MacGyver man is the crispy man, and he's our support man in our support vehicle, and he's further ahead on the trail. He's not with us, of course. So I've got 4 Huskies with me, which I call my Wolf Pack, WOOF. And 3 of them are 6 years old, and one of them is the only female of the bunch. She's 12 years old. Okay. Yeah, I know. Could you hold it and just every once in a while? Okay. No, you can't. I don't have that with me. Chris B. Gonna try to. Thanks so much, Dixie. I really appreciate it. We take them out for a run, depending on conditions and what we're doing. Anywhere from usually these kinds of runs are 15 to 20 miles. I'm part of. What are you looking for? Usually, when we go off leash, we're usually running about anywhere from 5 to 10 miles. And when we chase the flag in the sport, we call lure coursing. My version is called amazing chase. We do about Zorro does about 18 miles, and they average around 10 miles. The other dog, Zorro's really into it. Zorro is the one that looks more like a traditional husky. He's the dark one with the mask. And yeah, just keep doing it. Well, see how it goes. You want to do that? See what you can do? Thanks for the question, Dixie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it keeps spinning. Thank you. Now the white one. We've got 3 white ones actually, 2 males and 1 female. Actually, all the dogs are males except for the 1 female. Her name is Princess. She's actually the oldest one. She's about 12 years old, and I she's in really good shape as you can imagine because of all the activities we do. And in fact, the more mobile I keep her, of course, the less arthritis conditions set in, the better she does. So we're just trying to figure this out. So I'm sorry. I know it's just gonna. Can you throw it over or you can't? For how long? Turns. Okay. So just trying to figure out. You know what? I'm gonna put the. I got an idea. If I. How about if I went like this? How about if I go like this? No, it's gonna want to. Well, I guess it won't matter. Sorry, folks. We'll try to figure this out. This technology is new, as you can understand. Let me. Okay, guys. They want to go. That's what you hear in the background are the dogs whining a bit, and sometimes they'll start to be a little howling party. As you probably know, huskies are pretty vocal, and they want to go. They don't like these long stops, but we're trying to figure this out here. So I do apologize. Okay, maybe you'll just adjust it every once in a while. Well, let's see. You hold that. We'll try it. See if you could do it from. I would take this off. Yeah, yeah, because the more string you have, the more time we have. So please, by all means, ask me any questions. It's okay. You are live here with the WooFDriver. Just having some technical difficulties. I apologize. Trying to do a lot of. I'm going to try to take a picture and post it of our rig now all loaded up with equipment. We have pretty much a tower on here with the video camera and with the cell phone technologies and everything else we're trying. Oh, that's fine. I'm good. Yep. See if you can throw it over. Okay, folks, we're finally going to take off. Here we go. And if you got to stop the spinner, just turn it off, Rhett, for a little bit. So I'm back on the trail now. Sorry about that. The volume wasn't working. We're trying some wireless microphones, but they don't seem to be liking this setup we have. And that enables us to keep the camera spinning, as you can keep in mind, to constantly change your view so you can see all 4 dogs. But Right now, the microphone wasn't cooperating, so we put it back to a wired state. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. So what I'm on now is I've designed and custom built, fabricated some dog bikes. I call them ADVs, all dog vehicles. I've done this for about 20 years now. Started custom building the bikes. I actually started with two-wheel bicycles. Started custom designing them for the dogs back at the time, probably 15 years ago. And at one point, I back with you folks. Again, I totally apologize. We are just trying to figure out what we're doing here with this. Okay, we ready? Come on, guys. Hike. So I've been custom designing bikes for about 15 years that are capable of riding the dogs on. I started off with obviously some more traditional ones with two-wheel bikes, and I've actually made them compatible to be with 4 dogs. Quite a sight. You can witness that on my WooFDriver website. I eventually, somewhere in the interim there, went to a C&O cart, which is actually a cart, dog cart, made specifically for dogs to pull without any pedals or any motor, and the dogs are out in front. So that's made in Norway, and that's actually used to train the sled dogs. So it won't work?
I'm trying to
Okay.
lift it up while holding it.
Okay. You want to give me the pad. Can you just concentrate on that?
Slip over again one.
Okay.
I can't read.
Okay. Okay, so the Seiko cart, and that's right now, that's Princess you were looking at.
It's just because of spinning. Do you want to just point it forward or?
Nah, keep going. We won't use any microphone then. Just unplug it from the phone.
No audio.
Yeah, no audio. Unplug it from the phone.
Just unplug it from
The black one. Yep.
Sorry. That's cool. Yep, so you can get that. Let them, if they type in anything, right, you can type back an answer. Can you try that? Yeah. You're typing Bill Glass. That's the name on there. Bill Glass? Yeah. Okay, ready? Okay, come on, guys. Hi. Come on, buddy. No. I can't. It's on that phone. And he said this one didn't work good. It's a shame we can't get any fun. I'm going to try my thing again.
That sounded great.
Yeah, man. Hold on. we had the other spin, well, it would be a lot of work.
Like, kind of maybe like a driver.
Yeah.
Cool if you could just move the wires.
Yeah, it's a little
That's
tough.
not mechanical.
Whew, something dead. Smell it?
Dude, I smelled it cracked. Did you smell it
No.
cracked before?
That's the first one.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Crispy, crispy.
I think we're coming up onto that private place.
Oh, really?
What is your black dog?
Oh. Black dog, 6 years old. Type it. You can hear us. He's 6 years old. That's Zorro. Hey, dogs, let us know if you can hear us. The microphone's not working.
And I'm putting a smell of it. Right? 6 years.
That?
Years and a half. Yeah.
Either way. Another question? How many people are watching? How many?
She's got a little twist.
Does she?
Really. One.
You think that would be better? Point the camera forward and have audio? Some water, and I'll set it.
Because when it's in the forward like that,
Tell me when it's good. Yeah. Should I tilt it up some? Or? There you'll see.
that's just straight.
Like that?
Yeah, see how you're only getting.
I apologize. I am the WooFDriver, and we are on the C&O Canal Trail right now. You're live with 4 huskies Myself, again, I am the WooFDriver, and Rhett, who is my co-pilot. We're going to keep the camera forward right now, simply because our audio is not functioning as well as we'd like it, unfortunately. So I'm not going to be able to have the spinning camera working. We'll switch off, though, in between to give you a view of the trail we're on. I'm going to try one more thing here. Try that one more time.
Too much, huh? Sometimes people say, need water. Yeah, I didn't think they were, but...
We're try spinning again, Richie. Oh, I know why it wasn't working. I'm going to try it like this now. Okay, everybody, you are live with the WooFDriver. I hope you can hear me now. We are on the C&O Canal path, which is a trail built back in the late 1700s, early 1800s. This trail is exactly 185.5 miles long, and we're not going to do the whole thing today. So that's not our intent. We're out here to get some exercise for the dogs. We're on a scheduled journey of about 15 to 20 miles. We start in one area. You have to turn up the volume. I'm sorry if the volume's a little low. If you could, bear with us, and if you can crank your volume up, that might help the situation. Okay, Chase wants to go. Ready? Okay, buddy. Here we go. So the dogs are very excited right now. We've got in about 3.5 miles. We just stopped more for a technical stop than a water. They didn't drink much. We didn't think they would. Okay, guys, ready? Are we ready, Rhett? Hike. And we're back in. My co-pilot, Rhett, can answer any questions you may have. This is a unique opportunity because we've been doing this for about 20 years, all in all, urban mushing with the Huskies, for lack of a better term. And with the technology as evolved as it is right now, as advanced as it is, you have the unique opportunity to be with us in a somewhat remote area. And through cell service and the awesomeness of Facebook, you're able to see us live as we mush the trail. And you can see each dog doing their thing, loving life, and get to witness some of the... Did you see that big bird, Rhett? Some of the awesome beauty. We're kind of straddling the Potomac River and the C&O Canal. Now, the canal to the left of me, you're looking when the camera spins behind me, you're looking and catching the back of my head and the two front dogs, Zorro and Chase. To the left, on the side of the darker dog, who is Zorro, is the canal. Now, the canal in a lot of areas is dried up. It's long been abandoned from the late 1700s, early 1800s. And what happened was it was scheduled to be developed from Washington, D.C. to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But it stopped, it ended construction pretty suddenly in Cumberland because the railroad overtook it. Originally, it was designed for transportation, of course, and it was the only show in town. But because of the difficulty of building this canal, they went through an area in Paw Paw, Virginia, it's called. There was a mountain there. And in order to have the canal continue through it, they had to blast through the mountain. And it was a scheduled 1 year, and it actually took them 14 years. We've actually mushed through the canal in that area through the tunnel, and it's quite remarkable. You can see it. We actually took 2 dogs on 2 different bikes because it's so narrow through there, and the dogs felt more comfortable on the side of the wall instead of the canal, because there's not much fencing there. And you look down, you're about, what's that? Oh, yeah. That is really cool. We've got a sea duck to our right. Is that something you can grab a picture of, Red? Pretty cool, yeah. It's gorgeous. Um, is he? We've got a sea duck to the right of us in the Potomac River. Simply gorgeous, just sitting there, perched up, proudly. He's air drying his feathers, Red says. And we run into some pretty awesome wildlife. Well, everything to me is awesome, all the wildlife and Mother Nature. But if you look, we actually will see, I'm going to speak a little louder so the volume's louder. We actually run into red squirrels, and we've seen a bear before. You name it, we've seen it. And I was saying earlier how we ran into an unidentified cat. We, to this day, think it was a big cat, almost like a panther. It was had a real bushy tail, and I've compared it quite a few times, and pretty interesting, but we're not sure. Okay. Red's going to fix a small twist on Princess. What happens occasionally, we use metal carabiners to attach the dogs to tether them to the bike. And good. Sometimes. Come on, guys. Come on, hike. Sometimes they'll get a little twisted with their harness, especially Princess. She's so active. She's always looking for a new scent to sniff and get involved with. So she'll be going sideways, back and forth, whatever. So she'll get some twist in her, and it just impedes her from full movement sometimes. So we'll stop and untwist her. So in any case, along this trail, we run into so much cool scenery, including the wildlife like I mentioned. This trail originally, again, was designed to go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It does still go there because in the latter years, maybe in the last 50 years, the Great Allegheny Passage, or the Gap Trail, was built to continue this trail on from Cumberland, Maryland. So therefore, that makes up for the part that originally was supposed to be built in the 1800s, that the necessity kind of negated itself after the railroad. Please go ahead and ask any questions you may have. We are live right now on the C&O Canal towpath. We are headed towards Washington, D.C. We're certainly not going to make it that far. We will maybe get to the outskirts of Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, but that's still a bit ways from us. We're right now about 4 miles into our journey of a scheduled 15 to 20 miles. And if we see any haunted houses, I'm calling them haunted, any mysterious abandoned structures along the way, that's another job for my co-pilot. He'll go in there and explore. Last week, it's pretty incredible, almost like a ghost hunter show. Was paranormal experience, to say the least. We use thermal imaging cameras, so they look a little funky, almost a little cartoony, but they're actually heat-seeking cameras. So they sense the heat, and paranormal spirits or activity supposedly are very cool. So what you have is heat around it, and the cold spots are the possible ghost or spirit activity. And we got quite a few cold spots last week in the shape of people. So you can check that video out. It's actually on my Facebook feed. It's on Werewolves also, WE